How's everybody in the cancer world? So, I put a little thought in this, actually for a while, about talking about, dying and religion and stuff like that. Well, anyway, a friend of mine posted something after he went to a funeral for a friend. It's kind of weird, people come with this whole Facebook thing. It's weird how people just come to your life and in and out, and it's kind of cool. I don't know. I think I met this guy through a hound hunting site, but for whatever reason, he popped back up just a while back, and he's, I see his stuff and he sees my stuff, and it's kind of cool. And anyway, so he had posted this post after he had went to a funeral, and I read it, and I read it. Most everything people post like that, especially personal stuff, I always check it out. And it kind of was cool when I read through it. It was from the Bible, so it's like trying to read that weird whatever way they talk, but he kind of explained it at the end what they were talking about, and it was pretty cool because it was something to the effect of something about Jesus and not being afraid of living with the fear of death or dying. It was something like that. I can't quite remember. And if you're wondering why I didn't read that before I started a video and started babbling, I did, and it literally is gone. But anyway, I get it, and that's how I feel, and that's the way I live my life, and I shared it I asked John if I could share it in our cancer group, and I did, because I know a lot of people are religious in the group, even though I'm not, and I do. And I thought, well, people might want to enjoy that. And I ain't saying I enjoyed it, but I certainly read it, and it was interesting. And so yeah, I did that anyway. So religion's weird for me. I was raised in the Mormon church, forced to go until I decided I had enough of it. And my family's all Mormon. My mom's a diehard, drank the Kool-Aid. That's cool. I get it, just not for me. And that's for anything religious. It's really so when you get this whole cancer thing, and obviously I'm talking to everybody. I'm sure most people I'm talking to has cancer, and they went through it. And in the beginning, I don't know. I'd say you're vulnerable for sure. About you're scared, and it's just a really low point in your life. You hit that, and it came on really strong with me. The whole push for finding God or Jesus, or that push came hard, from my family, and a lot of different people just come out of the woodwork with it. And I stuck to my guns and my principles and my beliefs, and I'm not, my dad wanted to give me a blessing when he come out right before my surgery, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And it's like, I'm not going to beg for my life from an invincible man in the sky. That it's just I'm not. It doesn't make sense to me. It just that's it. I'm not doing that. So that's that. And they got over. Well, maybe they didn't get over it, but now it's just a funny story in my life. But I've had some people that just write out with the religion stuff, the whole death stuff, and just almost force feed it down my throat. And I've had a couple. One particular person really got offended that I wouldn't accept Jesus Christ into my life with this what do you call it? There it went. There it went. Come on, it's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's a simple word. It's a simple word. What's the word? Terminal illness. Fuck, that was a wow. Have a drink coffee for that one. But yeah, he didn't get it. He's like, you're dying. You don't want Jesus in your life? And I'm like, no. I mean, I said no like 4 times. Why do I got to be a dick? And then I was a dick, and the guy got mad. And yeah, he was anyway. But I had to deal. Obviously, we all do deal with it. The whole thing with death and dying, and I don't know. Am I scared of it? No. Am I nervous about it? Well, of course, everybody is. And if they say that otherwise, they're full of bullshit. I mean, yeah. Curious. I mean, what happens? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, before we were born, we were somewhere, I gotta assume. I mean, I'm not saying that I throw everything out the window. I'm just saying I'm not gonna take the word of some person who 2,000 years ago was sitting in a cave interpreting things. It's just, it's not that I can't do it. It just but that's your thing. That's your thing. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm an asshole. Don't listen to me. If you believe something, believe it. But I think at the end of the day, when it comes to religion, and whether you're an atheist, whether you're just a Jehovah's Witness, a Mormon, Christian, Baptist, devil worshiper, I don't know, whatever. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, how you live your life and, being a decent person. I think a lot of religion preys on fear. And a lot of that's to do around death. And I just, I don't want to take it away from anybody. And if that's what makes you feel comfortable, for sure, definitely, do what feels right to you. And that's what I'm doing. But I think that the whole fear of death is, worrying about what you're leaving behind with your family and what's going to happen. Like with me, I have my wife and my kids and my dogs, and so I worry about like what is going to happen. When I leave. I mean, for most of my adult life, I've been married, had kids, and I've supported my family. And well, cancer took that away quick. And, my wife took off and she's doing her thing. And I'll be honest, they're good. If I die tomorrow, life will go on. My family's going to be fine. And, that gives me, that's the comfort. That's the true comfort of having this and worrying about dying. To me, it's not the Bible. It's not, burning in hell. It's none of that shit. It's knowing that my family's going to be all right when I kick the bucket. And I got to think that most people, that's the way it is. So how I coped with it, or how I dealt with that, because it wasn't easy. It didn't just, hey, you got a brain tumor. And then I'm like, oh, cool, Mel. Everything will be good. I'm good. No, it wasn't like that at all. But one thing I know, and I knew, that you don't not talk about shit. So I was very open with my kids and my wife and my family, friends. I talk openly about dying. I make a joke out of it because it is a joke. I do. I really joke about it every chance I get. I play the cancer card. I joke about it because what else can you do? Be afraid of it? So I talk openly since day one in front of my kids. Yeah, it was uncomfortable at first. It really was. They didn't want to hear that dad was, probably going to die. And neither did my wife, and neither did any of my family, and neither did the doctors and the nurses. But you know what? I did it, and it was uncomfortable. But after a while, it wasn't uncomfortable, and after a while, it was just the way it was, and that's how I wanted it. I wanted it to be just how it was. Like I don't want people to dwell on it, and I kind of think once I hit that point, then it just became, well, here it is. So we'll just see how it plays out. I think I put the stuff in place, and I gave my kids the tools, and yeah, sure they're going to be bummed, but life freaking goes on, and I pounded that into their heads over the last 4 years. I did, and my wife too. I mean, you got to worry about. My wife's going to go marry some dude, and he's going to be using all my guns and watching my TVs, and better not pet my dog or drive my truck. It is what it is. It's life. Can't expect, it is what it is. So, letting people know that that's okay is how, that's how I coped and got around the whole death thing. It really did. So, as long as it's not painful, which is probably, who knows, with the brain tumor thing. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm ready. Whatever. Anytime. But the religion thing, yeah, I mean, we all deal with it different ways. But I'll tell you what, not dealing with it ain't the way to deal with it. I mean, I don't know. That's how I did it. I just talked, and every time I could make a death joke or a cancer joke, or it's what I do. I mean, I freaking did it before, and I really do it now. So anyway, jeez. So there's a lot of stuff that goes around about, I'm going to pray for you, and I almost feel guilty about it. My mother-in-law always said, she goes, I'm going to pray for you, because they're Mormon too, my mother-in-law. I said, why don't you pray for me to get a boat or a new truck? This whole cancer is going to take care of itself. Just pray for somebody else. Pray for little kids. None of it makes sense to me. I'm a 41-year-old man, and then there's a little kid freaking sick as shit, dying, and prayers are gonna do for me, but somebody else gets shit news. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, but yeah, the whole death thing. I never used the religion to soften that. My kids are not even remotely religious. My son says there is nothing. And I don't know about that either, because I certainly am a spiritual person as far as, I'm pretty sure once we get to that point where, we know for sure after we're dead and gone, I'm sure there's something else. I don't think that it's just all black, but even if it is, what are you going to do? We're all going to be there sooner or later, and if you take the time the Earth's been around, 4.5 billion years, that's like not even a nanosecond in time, our lives. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm blabbing on about now, but anyway, so that's how I've overcome that, and I've came out with a pretty good attitude about coming to terms with dying, because in the beginning I'm doing pretty good now. I mean, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, at least not from the brain cancer. But at first, it wasn't good. It really was bad news. I really had to, yeah, I had to just, nut up and say, yeah, here we go, and put my gloves on and go to work. So it's not, I've been there, and I've I've walked my talk, I guess is the best way to say it. And so I don't, if you're in a bad place and you're holding on to religion or whatever you're using, and that's what it is really, is using, that's something people use to get through life. And by no means should you not use what you feels right. I don't care what anybody says. So I don't want to shit in somebody's swimming pool here. I'm just giving some insight on, how I've coped and got around and talked and worked this out with my family, this whole thing. And I feel that religion is kind of came in and out of our lives and with our families, and it's been something I've turned away a lot. And my wife, I don't know, she does her thing, and but we're both pretty much, it is what it is. My kids definitely, but my rest of my family is very much into that shit, and it's their thing. I give my mom shit all the time. She was just out here, and I said, "Come on, Mom. 7 days to build the earth. One person. 7 days to build the earth. Yeah. Every animal on the planet. One boat. Come on, Mom. Think about that. Think one boat. All the like didn't like the lions get hungry and eat a turkey? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, the whole invisible, like, there's one person watching everything we do. I just can't get into it. I'm sorry. And if so be it. Whatever. Good luck with all that. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who's watching. Obviously, I'm drinking my midget porn coffee cup and talking to a bunch of people. So if there is an invisible man watching, lucky him. How about a midget? Oh! Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool if I walk? I'll tell you what, I'll eat my words. If I walk out the house and there's a midget in the front seat of my truck, it's all over. Everything I said was bullshit, and I'm converted. And it don't even have to be just could be a little person. Oh, I heard the best joke today, but I can't say it because it was bad words in it. Anyway, wow, way off road on that one. So anyway, 20 minutes. I'm gonna, bail out of this one before I lose any more friends that I don't have. But anyway, yeah, don't hold it against me. It's just my opinion. Do what feels right, and I do mean about talking to openly. Don't shy away from it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The best thing to be is prepared for it, and not talking about it and dwelling on and worrying about it is not preparing. It's, just sweeping your problems under the rug. It's just like any other issue in life. Talk it out. That's how you should do it. That's how I done it. And if there's a better way, please let me know, and I'll try it. But, um, you know, that's all I got. Um, anyway, I appreciate everybody. Mary, new friend, send me a friend request. Thanks for the kind words. That was pretty cool what you said. Um, do your bucket list. Yeah, just leave the midgets off. Nobody has to. I think midgets. I don't know. We're gonna have to find another word to call them. I'll probably be gonna be banned from Facebook for saying midget. But anyway, I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate everybody that's reached out and talked to me about it and send me friend requests and join my wife's cancer group, Cancer Keeping It Real. It's been kind of cool doing these videos. It was a little weird at first, and just who am I to put my bullshit out on the world, and why would anybody want to hear it? But I do have a unique outlook on life and how things are and how things should be. Not that I'm any better than anybody else, but I've come through this shit and I've came out pretty good on the other side. And I believe that's a lot of my attitude and just being fucking tough. And I know most people are tough. And just smiling the whole way. Yeah, smiling. So anyway, sorry, I just went 22 minutes. I could go 25, I'll bet you. I'm gonna go 25, fuck it. It's my video. It's my TV show. 25 it is. That coffee tastes like shit. Yuck. All right. Anyway, anybody go ahead, comment, beat me up, tell me what you really think. I don't give a shit. Any suggestions for further videos? I mean, I kind of running out of shit to yak about, so, but this was kind of one that I always felt that I was going to get to. It's hard, you got to start plowing through different shit and then forget stuff. Sometimes I just put this stupid thing on, I start talking, I forget what I was going to talk about, so it ends up being something way different. I don't know. But, if this made you a little uncomfortable watching this or hearing what I'm talking about, I think that's a good thing. But I apologize at the same time. I don't want to make anybody feel like uncomfortable about this. And this is a touchy subject. It really is. But coming from somebody that's been there, and I think it's a little better. But anyway, just remember this: the Lord works in mysterious ways.